Smiling Friends. You love it, and you probably want to know every little bit to know about it. So today, I'm going to fill you in on 123 Smiling Friends facts so you can understand each of this show's crazy Easter eggs and references. Get ready for tons of niche internet lore, colorful chaos, and glep. A whole lot of glep. Let's go. The colors of the logo are meant to represent each individual member of the Smiling Friends. The creators of Smiling Friends, Zach Haddle and Michael Cusack, actually heavily based the show on a canceled project of theirs called Little Helpers. You can even see what looks to be a rough design of Charlie's girlfriend in this poster. The original premise of the show was based on a mixture of Seinfeld and South Park, which is evident through their crude humor accompanied by their love of friendship and, well, making people smile. Haddle, the main writer of the show, wanted there to be multiple guest cameos, but he didn't want the voices to be so obvious that the viewers would automatically realize who it was. That being said, several famous actors have popped in the show at many points, including Gilbert Gottfried, who voices God, and Finn Wolfhard, who voices Guy in the Walls. There are tons of internet legends who also make voice acting cameos in the series. David Firth, the creator and voice of the animated series Salad Fingers, plays Shrimp, while Mike from the movie review YouTube channel Red Letter Media plays Desmond and one of the aliens in Charlie, Pim, and Bill vs. the Alien. The character Mip is based off of Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit, particularly his animated form. Glep is 1 foot, 6 inches tall. One of Zach Haddle's main approaches to comedy in the show is to have the cartoon characters react as realistically as possible to situations. Glep is currently, to this day, 1,695 years old, as he was born on July 9th, 329. This makes Glep the oldest of all the Smiling Friends employees. Bliblies, these little murderous pink creatures, make a couple of different appearances beyond their debut in Desmond's Big Day Out. They're usually hidden away, but apparently there's a whole lot of them in hell. These little pests debut in Desmond's Big Day Out. Smiling Friends use not just 2D animation to make their show, but also stop animation, 3D animation, rotoscoping, and many others. They even use live action at points. Zach Haddle and Michael Cusack are credited as creators, writers, directors, voice actors, art directors, and character designers. Several episodes also credit them for storyboards and animation. Adult Swim made the creators slow down one of the dancing scenes so that it wouldn't cause any potential seizures.
Okay, I guess I can do one more for nothing. Ew, ew, ew.
Mr. Boss's nose is quite literally just a removable accessory. There's a photo of Mr. Frog used in his episode that closely resembles this Jeb Bush meme. Many voices from Spamtopia are actually created by using the Learnout and Hospice True Voice TTS engine, which was originally used as a common text-to-speech device in previous Microsoft applications.
Great. You do have a funny eye.
The Fun Twins closely resemble the Fry Kids from when McDonald's had mascots. The Fun Twins are also the only mascot in their episode that don't resemble any type of food, while the other mascots consist of things like ketchup and mustard. DJ Spit originally had pubes, but censors wouldn't approve of the design, making the final cut, leaving one editor to have to go back and erase every pube from the scenes that he was in. Alan's name was supposed to be spelled objectively correct, A-L-L-A-N, but was changed to A-L-A-N after several spelling mistakes. In the Simon S. Salty episode, the character of Grease was originally meant to be played by an internet celebrity named Chris Chan, though things ended up not working out for a variety of reasons. Charlie was supposed to take a hit from a vape along with Satan later in the first Christmas episode, but Adult Swim works with an anti-vaping company, so they had to cut it down to just Satan vaping. They also had his vape smoke be red to give it more of a fantasy feel. Furthermore, they also chose to have Satan throw a temper tantrum whenever he explains to Charlie that he can quit whenever he wants. This is further exemplifying when regular humans who stick to their vices say this kind of thing. The Fun Twins are speculated to come from the land of Spamtopia as they are loud, obnoxious, neon-colored, and happen to speak in the gibberish shown to be spoken on Spamtopia. Pim is shown to be able to understand Spanish, as Charlie is shocked that Pim is able to understand the two Fun Twins at all. Mustard and the Princess of the Enchanted Forest are the only two female clients that wanted their help to smile in the entire show to date. Mr. Frog can be seen in 2 movie posters resembling those of The Joker and The Godfather. The show's Halloween special episode was supposed to air around Halloween, but the show got delayed, so it actually released much later in the year. Charlie and the Devil were both seen playing the video game Rust in the episode Charlie Dies and Never Comes Back. Glep lives on 1532 Green Palm Terrace in Pennsylvania. The two creators lived in different countries, with Haddle in the US and Cusack in Australia. The budget for the entire first season was the same price as one Family Guy episode, which happened to be $2 million. According to a 2022 panel involving the creators, Mr. Boss is supposedly based off the politician John McAfee. When Desmond was cured from his depression and proceeded to come out with an advertisement for Desmond's Libly Control Company, his poster is shown to resemble many of the Better Call Saul billboards. Alan is the youngest of all the Smiling Friend employees. The baby that Mr. Boss is shown breastfeeding is named Jason. Glep's sex, hair, and eye color all happens to be green. Pim and Charlie are both fluent in Spanish, which is revealed in Brother's Egg.
Eso, convenido. I can understand you. I took Spanish in school.
The goblin encountered by Pim and Charlie in the Enchanted Forest was previously shown in the episode Mr. Frog as one of the people auditioning to replace Mr. Frog. He even states that he's from the Enchanted Forest, making him a minor reoccurring character. Besides the intro, the Enchanted Forest is the first ever episode where Mr. Boss makes no appearance. In the episode, The Boss Finds Love, Mr. Boss's love interest, Philia Diabolus, appears to be a reference to the early depictions of a succubus, a demon that uses human sex as energy. The Boss Finds Love is also the only episode where a phone or tablet is never seen. The episode Charlie, Pim, and Bill vs. the Alien is the first ever episode where Alan and Glep were both absent. Charlie and Pim have known each other for a whopping 7 years. The Hunes Dojo community made a fan-made music video dedicated to Mr. Spit. Pim is 33 years old. Doug, Party Guy, and Professor Psychotic are the only 3 characters seen to be animated using rotoscope processes. The story of Mip stalking the princess and trying to deliver a bomb to her has a direct correlation to a real-life case that happened to an Icelandic singer and songwriter located in Bjork in 1996. Charlie the Hero song was completely improvised.
Ali was the hero, and I guess Pim was there too.
Alan is revealed to scream in a low and guttural tone, although his normal voice is more nasal.
Oh my god, Alan, I'm so...
Pim likes to show affection by kissing things, which is a habit he probably picked up from his dad, thanks to him kissing him on the mouth.
You kissed your dad on the mouth?
I'm with Charlie. That's a little weird. Charlie was required to get a pacemaker, a device that regulates your heartbeat, as it was revealed that he has a heart condition.
Don't do that shit, man. I've got a heart condition, dude.
Oh, come on, Charlie.
Glep's social security number is revealed to be 999456789. The gun that Desmond continuously points at his head is a Smith & Wesson 500. The little hair on Pim's head is actually an exposed nerve ending. Alan's last name is Red, which is fitting. Glep hates gardening. Mr. Boss has a bruise on his forehead that resembles the bruise located on Baby in a long-ago deleted video posted on Psychic Pebbles, a YouTube channel owned by Haddle. In this video, a baby is seen being breastfed by another humanoid creature, which is something that Mr. Boss does himself in the very first episode of Smiling Friends, Desmond's Day Out. This all hints that the baby in that video may have grown up to be Mr. Boss. Also, in regards to Mr. Boss, he's also referenced as Mr. M, which could be a reference to his voice actor, Mark M. The pilot of the show, Desmond's Big Day Out, actually premiered on April Fool's Day. In the episode, The Boss Finds Love, Pim ends up reading a demonology book, which appears to contain only lyrics to early 2000s pop hits translated to Latin, so it looks authentic. Desmond appears to have a chest scar, which may imply that he has had open-heart surgery in the past. Haddle mentioned during the commentary for Mr. Frog's episode that Mr. Frog is actually a demon, and Frog just so happens to be his surname. According to the creators, Frowning Friends was also the most difficult episode to produce. Comic Sans was supposed to be used as the font of the credit scenes, but they couldn't get the rights to it. All of the Smiling Friends refer to Mr. Boss as Mr. Boss, but is oddly called Mr. M by imaginary Warren Buffett during the Frowning Friends episode.
Don't worry, Mr. M. I had a similar problem when I acquired Wrigley's gum.
This could be a reference to the voice actor who plays Mr. Boss, Mark M. One of Pim's brothers is stationed somewhere in the military, as shown in one of the photos hung up in Pim's house. During a podcast interview, Haddle mentions that Mr. Frog, along with the Bibbly Pests, were conceptualized way before Pim and Charlie. All but 2 episodes of the entire first season were aired back-to-back on a single night. The only exceptions are the pilot and the Brazil episode. An Adult Swim April Fool's joke featured the character Pibby glitching into one of the episodes of the show. Another April Fool's joke had a handful of the first season's episodes remade using puppets. You can find this on YouTube pretty easily too. The baby Glep that is shown in Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back is named Gleppy. Gwimbly's 3D design and motion capture was done by a YouTuber that goes by the name Hulope. Glep doesn't make that much noise or effort during the show, but is shown in the episode Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, speaking fluent English as an old man. In this same episode, there is a photo of Glep and his wife sitting at the Oval Office, indicating that he becomes president eventually. The demon, Jeremy, in Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, normally has 3 fingers, but when he punches Charlie, he's also shown with some thumbs. The song that S'more Moo sings in Shrimp Odyssey resembles the Snake Charmer song.
My heart was beating fast.
The princess has the smallest amount of screen time compared to any of the Smiling Friends' other clients. There's a strange drug located in Smiling Friends called purple dust, which seems to have many weird side effects such as manic behavior, anesthesia, lung irritation, loss of hearing, vision impairment, corrosion, physical damage due to density, and heavy withdrawal. The Renaissance men put into Frowning Friends were a last-minute addition in order to kill off Grim and Gnarly. In the magical red jewel, Mr. Boss brings Pym to be a translator for him to communicate to the person he was trying to buy a jewel from, but they end up speaking fluent English, negating the need for Pym.
What kind of loggers do you have?
In the episode Mr. Frog, the producer in the show named Rex is a parody of newer adult cartoons, as his design resembles many new mainstream shows. The weird alien from episode 1 of season 1's eyes aren't actually black. They're just very dark regular eyes. Charlie learned how to perform CPR due to Mr. Frog's CPR special. The episode The Magical Red Jewel has several different references to Desmond's Big Day Out, which is one of the only times a different episode is mentioned multiple times in a different one.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but the last time we hung out, like you and I, you actually sucked on my nose.
There was supposed to be a blue janitor man as a part of the Smiling Friends crew, but he didn't end up making the final cut. Rotten, the snowman that appears in Don't Look Charlie, is the first stop-motion character that wasn't the antagonist. In Shrimp's Odyssey, the YouTuber Chills makes a cameo, partially quoting an infamous meme of his, that being the Burger King foot lettuce bit.
Number 15.
In the episode Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, Satan is the first ever client that is the antagonist and also the client. S'more Moo's In Loving Memory card depicts a photo of him as a corpse. Meanwhile, all the others depict the deceased with images taken when they were still alive. Speaking of the Loving Memory end cards, each of the faces shown are actually amalgamations of a bunch of different people's features. The creators were aiming to really hit that uncanny valley feel. Mr. Frog's wake-up schedule was said in an interview to mimic Hunter S. Thompson's, including rise, drink whiskey while reading the morning paper, cocaine, more whiskey, cocaine, orange juice mixed with whiskey, cocaine, 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 coffee mixed with whiskey, grass, Woody Creek Tavern lunch consisting of several margaritas, and to finish it off, a snow cone. Serious cocaine snorting commences, drops acid, cocaine, writes at midnight, hot tub champagne and fettuccine, and sleep. The large smiling yellow face that is shown throughout the series is an homage to the Smiling Friends that Cusack has been implementing in his own personal work for years, before Smiling Friends even launched. The tanning salon guy, shown in the episodes Shrimp Odyssey and Pym Finally Turns Green, was created to resemble Homer Simpson's mannerisms, vocal delivery, and appearance. It's revealed in the Magical Red Jewel episode that Mr. Boss's kid Jason is apparently 18 years old. This episode was also the first time that Jason was ever referred to by name. The Magical Red Jewel and The Boss Finds Love are the only 2 episodes not previewed in the official trailer for the 2nd season. Due to the Mr. Frog Show having such a high popularity rate, as it's the longest-running television series, the show has gained a sort of cult-like following, with members being known as Frogmania. Mouse Quest, the game Shrimp plays, is made by the same company Gwimbly used to work for. Michael Cusack got his first big break on Adult Swim, creating the Rick and Morty spin-off short, Bushworld Adventures. The critters and Smiling Friends don't like to wear clothes, and would normally not, but they wear some in order to be PR approved and professional. In the episode The Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, the storyline follows all 4 Smiling Friends employees, which is the first episode that ever does this. It is also the first ever episode where neither Charlie nor Pym are given any duties. It is unknown how the squatter in Desmond's Day Out was able to get his computer to work, as there are no cords or outlets shown. Along with being an overall mystery, it was also shown to be based off of the I'm in your walls meme.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
The robot thing Charlie's uncle gave to him is actually based off of an old creepy YouTube video called I Feel Fantastic. Charlie's girlfriend has only appeared in 2 episodes thus far, the Halloween special and Pym Finally Turns Green. Troglor, who is present in the Gwimbly episode, is based off of several different video game characters, most notably the Demon Slayer from Doom and Master Chief from Halo. Shrimp is shown to have a ton of Funko Pops and Fortnite figures in his room. The end of the Gwimbly episode features a pretty on-the-nose reference to the Super Smash Bros. Series of games. In the episode Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back, Satan is shown ordering from Salty's, implying that after death he continued to run the horrible fast food joint. Mr. Millipede, one of Gwimbly's friends who he hadn't known had died, was only 48 years old at the time of his death.
Ew, ew, ew.
Not only has Finn Wolfhard a cameo, but his brother Nick Wolfhard also ended up voicing the Bibblies and Graham Nelly in Desmond's Big Day Out. In the English version of Smiling Friends, when Charlie and Pim speak Spanish, it is done by their Spanish voice actors. Unfortunately, in the Latin version, they don't speak English or any other language, they just speak more quietly. The creators of Smiling Friends are actually two YouTubers collaborating with each other, Zach Haddle and Michael Cusack. The episode, Shrimp's Odyssey, is a direct connection to a fake gem that Haddle mentions a lot on his YouTube channel, Worm Odyssey. Zach Haddle is a recurring guest on the Only Plays YouTube channel, where he plays video games with his friends. Get ready for a lore dump. Tons of Zach's friends from Only Plays have made voice cameos in the series, such as Joshua Tamar, voicing characters like Grandfather Glep, this cop guy who shows up a lot, among a bunch of others. Lyle Rath, who voices the evil CEO in the Gwimbly episode, and Chris O'Neill, who voices the Yeti in Pim Finally Turns Green. Chris O'Neill actually composed the outro of the show. He claims he just whipped up a bunch of fruity loops and called it a day. One of Zach Haddle's running gags from Only Plays channel involves him referring to a non-existent game called Worm's Odyssey. This has crept its way into the show a couple of times, notably with the title of the episode Shrimp's Odyssey and the reoccurrence of worms throughout the series. Another of Haddle's favorite jokes involves him referencing another YouTuber named the Nostalgia Critic. Sure enough, the critic himself shows up in the series as Dagon the Demon Slayer, who's basically a parody of himself. During a scene in Charlie, Pim, and Bill vs. the Alien, one of the aliens talks about an old friend who didn't want to put a CD holder up his, you-know-what. This is also an Only Plays reference. I'm not going to elaborate any further than that. Oy. Gwimbly's cameo he does for a fan is based off of a cameo creator Zach Haddle and Joshua Tomar got from a fan of theirs.
Oh yeah, ew, ew, ew.
In Desmond's Big Day Out, Tom Fulp, creator of the animation and video game site Newgrounds, cameos as Pim's sister's boyfriend. Fulp is another friend of Zach Haddle, as Zach got a lot of his start in animation on that very site. And with that, we come to a close. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and we'll see you next time. See ya!